Greetings and welcome to part 3 of our maze game tutorial. Today we'll be adding in some collectibles in a scoring system and we'll be doing some organizing. Hope you enjoy. Okay, when we last left off, we finished off our maze. We added in a character and allowed him to walk around, and we added colliders in so he cannot pass through the walls. Okay, today first thing I want to do is just do a bit of organizing. All these stones on the left here are so disorganized, they're giving me anxiety. Let's just right click here click on the sample scene, right click, game object, and create empty. We will call this let's call it bricks. We are going to select the bottom one, scroll up to the top, hold shift, left click to select all the stones, and we will drag them down into bricks, which is a bad name. We will rename bricks to stones. Okay, more consistent. Now we can collapse this. It's good to organize your stuff nice and neatly, especially when you have bigger projects or even for smaller projects. Actually, just get into that habit. It's a very good habit to have. So a nice advantage of this is you can select the stones now, and I can go and resize the whole thing all together as if it's one unit. Just undo that, so we can move the whole thing as if it's one unit. I don't have to go and select every single one of them. Yes, keep that in mind. Okay, come down to your assets, images, and game elements. You'll see there's quite a few nice little images you can select here, which we can use for our collectibles. I think I'll go for stars or coins. Let me think. Let's keep a common theme. So let's go for coins, and then our end of level will be a treasure box. Treasure chest skull. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, let's just go for coins, and we are going to place them randomly. Place that in the middle there. Let's place one. Okay, wait, before we do this, let's set up our coins correctly and let's do some testing, because we are going to duplicate this coin and we might need some extra configuration on these coins, some extra components to be added, or maybe resizing or whatever it is. Let's just do it on this one coin and then we can duplicate it. Okay, so I'm going to select the coin and come down to the right to your inspector. Click on add component, and you want to give it collectible, and you'll see it will pop up with a message saying this thing needs a collider, which is actually a nice feature here. So we are going to choose a circle collider. That's probably the cheapest, in other words the fastest in terms of all colliders. Okay, so circle, you'll see it added a collider. The green outline means it has that collider, maybe a bit big. So let's just resize a bit. You can come down to radius. Now look here, you can type in a value here, or easier way is to click on the label. So hold down left click and you can drag to the left, and you can see that changes your value. And you can resize your collider. Just notice how it's changing in your scene view as I'm changing. It's bigger. And I'm gonna eyeball this and just make it a bit smaller. Okay, I think that's good. Let's save this and press play. Let's see if I can collect this now. Oh, no. not happening. Okay, let's just stop this. Okay, so your collider for your collectible script is set up to only take effect if it collides with a player. And the way it checks if your character is a player, or the object that's colliding with is a player, is it will check your tags. So select your player on your left, or in your scene, just click on him, and come to your inspector on the right. You will see this tag at the top. Okay, where my mouse is, click on it, scroll down, and look for player. Click on player. Make sure the player is selected. Okay, I'm gonna Control S. I just get into that habit of saving all the time. And this should work now. Ah, there we go. Collected the coin. Stop that. I don't require the coins. Maybe a bit too big. Let's just resize this. So shortcut to resize is R. Press R, or you can click on this scale tool on the top on your toolbar button. There's a toolbar button called scale tool. Click on that, where you can use the shortcut key R, and there's different ways to scale. You can scale on the x-axis by clicking on the red square here. It goes in one direction. I'm gonna undo, Control Z. You can scale along the y-axis only, Control Z again, or you can click on this middle square in the bottom, which will scale along both axes equally. Keep your proportions. Okay, I'm gonna make it maybe about that big. Let's see how that looks. Cool, I think that looks better. You'll see that when you add scripts to your characters or from your Unity playground, it adds these images over them. Okay, so this one here on your robot is the script that we added called Move with Arrows. The script will show this image on it. And when we added a collectible, it added this image. It's just to show at a glance what is on your game objects. It can get a bit irritating, like it covers up your characters. So what you can do, if you want to resize that, click on gizmos here on the top, just below your play pause toolbar. On the right, come to gizmos, click on this little drop down arrow. There's the 3D icons. You can scale that down. Okay, that resizes it. Unfortunately, there's no other way to move it around, like say to the top right corner or something, or at least not that I know of. If anyone knows, please let me know. It will come in handy. All I know is the scaling. I'm going to scale up and down. I'm just going to scale it a bit down. Okay, I think that looks a lot better. Not getting in my way as much. Yeah, the coin looks good. So remember what I said about organizing? Let's start by organizing already. Let's create an empty game object. You can rename that by clicking F2, pressing your F2 button. Okay, F2 there. Or you can click on your game object and you can rename it in your inspector. The top right. Let's call that coins. And we are going to drag our coin on the left in your hierarchy, drag it down into your coins, and let's add more coins in. So we added the collectible script and we resize it. So simplest thing to do is just duplicate. Remember the shortcut, Control D. Okay, we're gonna take that. The duplicate always is created on top of your object. Okay, I'll add that coin there. Let's add another one. Maybe in this corner over here. And then this room is empty on the right here. Let's add a coin there. the duplicate again, come down to the left, and one more. Let's add one in this little room over here. Room or corridor, whatever it is. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins. You'll see as you duplicate, it creates a number next to it and increments it. For more complex projects, you might want to consider renaming them if necessary. It's not really necessary in our case because the coin numbers don't really mean anything. A coin is a coin wherever it's collected, okay? It's just meant to serve the purpose of collecting something in scoring points. I'm going to collapse that. Let's test it out. Ooh, that's a bit tricky to get in there. Oh, something weird happened. I thought I added my camera follow script before. So I'm just gonna add that back in. Yeah, it's gone. You guys should be okay with this step. Your camera follow script should be on your camera already. Don't know what happened to mine. I must have been playing around and accidentally removed it. Okay, there we go. It's following along nicely. I think my robot is a bit too big. It can't really fit through the gaps there so nicely, but it's okay. Let's just leave it. Pause. Let's bring this back in the middle. Remember, it's middle click and drag to reposition your scene. Okay, next thing we want to do is add in our heads up display that will display our points, and it actually has a little menu in it. Let's just see what it does. Go into prefabs, so sorry, assets, prefabs, and user interface. Just drag this onto your hierarchy view. That'll add it in, and come into the right. You just want to do a bit of configuration here. It's number of players. Leave it as 1 player. Game type, score to win 5. Okay, we have 6 coins. And we're going to add a little treasure chest here, so let's make the treasure chest 4 points, so then we'll just make score to win 10. Okay, let's come back to our images, and what was it? Game elements. Going to add in treasure chest. And choose anyone you want, knock yourself out. Drag our treasure chest up here. Just going to zoom in a bit. Let's position him nicely. Okay, and we want to make this a collectible as well, so add component, collectible. Ask you to add a collider. We'll make it a, well, this is more rectangular, so we'll make it a rectangle. Great, I'm happy with that, and we'll make the points worth 4 points. Save that, press play, and hopefully this will work first time. Okay, let's collect our coins. See, our points are increasing. It also has a health system which we're not using at the moment. We might use that in our next game that we create. So it'll be far more interesting than this one. Okay, 6 points, and our treasure chest is 4 points, and we have won. How awesome is that? Okay, I think I'm going to call that the game, our first game. Leave it very simple. The whole aim of this was to show you guys basic concepts, collectibles, and the basics of using Unity Playground. I hope you enjoyed it, and guys, there's nothing like practicing, so maybe try to recreate this whole thing on your own, only referring back to the tutorial if you get stuck. That is really the best way to learn. Okay, enjoy yourselves, and we will see you soon where we will be creating a very simple platformer. Okay, enjoy guys, till next time.